my understanding and how I was taught that we're related to everything. It isn't by chance that we're on this earth. This air we breathe, this sacred breath of life that we were given, all of us were given, is important. And it's not ours. It belongs to my son, my daughters, my grandkids, all my ancestors. But more importantly, it belongs to the Creator.
So we've been here over at Belrose Station, and we've been working on this through the summer. We've done a lot of learning, and so this phase in the fall is basically for service learning and teaching our interns. There's a lot that goes into it.
It was a pretty dreary looking landscape. The people or the residents here were kind of downcast, but as we spread mulch and some dirt, fresh dirt, got that down, so we were able to start planning for plants. We're going to put the plants in the ground, and as we're doing so, more of the residents over the whole space of summer are starting to come out. They're smiling, they're loving the work we're doing because it's really making this place look good, and it's bringing their spirits like way up. They love coming home, seeing the work we've done. They love looking around where they live now.
Yeah, I think it's really great because a lot of them will come out and compliment us as we're doing it. Or one neighbor actually just said that they loved all the plants that we were planting and actually identified a couple, which was pretty amazing too.
We've set up some garden boxes so they can start doing their own community garden. And we're putting some native trees in to kind of help with the shading. There's really no shade in this location, and Southeast Portland's bad for that, so we like to provide that for them.
This is a low-income housing. I think it feels good to be of service to the community and bring some fresh air and some really beautiful stuff to look at out their windows, and hopefully it's good for them, and it's helped us in many ways as we use our tools and learning how to plant as ways of healing for ourselves using TEK. So I think through the lens of TEK brings a lot of healing in both body, mind, and spirit. And it's been a great day.
Hi, so welcome everyone. We are going to be doing some planting, but before that, we want you to pay a lot of very close attention to our friends from Wisdom here.
So Wisdom's goal is to teach traditional ecological knowledge. Wisdom Workforce is using TEK, and we're incorporating Western science. So we're bringing the two together. Science breaks things down into atoms, protons, and neurons. Traditional ecological knowledge gives life to water, rocks, birds, plants, so they have a spirit. And therefore we are more closely connected to that through that lens. It was focused on bringing the adults to the table. There's lots of programs out there for the youth, and they're getting a lot of instruction, but it's the adults who have the knowledge, the old ones. That's where we get our knowledge from, is the old ones. And so their knowledge comes from their grandparents and their parents. That's how we've taught. We've always taught. When Wisdom is out there working, we're trying to do the same thing. We see things, the Native people have this worldview through a holistic lens.
And you look at nature and everything works together perfectly. Everything helps each other perfectly. Where it gets messed up is when we as human beings intervene. And unfortunately, we've intervened quite a bit. But rather than waste all of our time pointing fingers about who did what and how much destruction has happened, it's time to look for answers. And those answers are up to us as Indian people. And I think we already know them.
The Wisdom Workforce Internship as well as the LLC kind of go hand in hand. The internship is really to start teaching and helping the interns reconnect.
I feel good just to be busy. When I first started, I wasn't used to doing the physical thing. So each time I come out, I feel a lot better, a lot stronger. It's for a good cause. I mean, the causes of Wisdom of the Elders are huge. And I'm just glad that I'm being a part. And plus, I get to enjoy what I do, and it's benefiting me as well. Yeah.
It's just really nice to be able to come out here and to do our part to help the environment and to do things like try to encourage people, like build garden beds and plant plants and try to encourage people to, take care of the plants and in turn find out how the plants and stuff, they take care of us too, like we get to eat them and they do different things to enhance our environment, and I get to learn cool things about the plants that actually help the soil and the water, and so we get to plant those and come back and care for them. So it's just something really cool and positive and rewarding for me, and it's just an honor and a pleasure every day to come out here and get out of the city life and get dirty and get down close with Mother Nature, and we get to pray, and on school days I even get to bring my daughter, and there's just such cool things that in the regular workforce aren't appropriate or anything. So yeah, I'm just really grateful to be here once again, and that's about all. Thank you.
Food has always been important to Indian people because we know that without it we can't survive. It's our responsibility to take care of it. A lot of tribes now have understood that for a long time, but they're making it a part of their government policy and procedures to make sure the environment is such that all the first foods are going to have the environment they need to grow.
So we're just planting willow and dogwood, and then we are building a little cage for protection from like the beavers and everything around it, so it has a chance to grow. Then once it grows, it hopefully will look like this guy here, all nice and healthy.
These are the beaver cages that go around the new stakes that we've planted. These is to ensure that these are able to grow and to keep the beaver out.
Set it down. Ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Grab the broom. Yeah, grab the broom and the rake.
This year we're breaking into something new. We're going out on planting events. We're going to help lead the volunteer crews to make sure that the trees are planted correctly.
Today I got 2 trees in my own front yard. I love this organization. I've been volunteering with them for over 10 years, and I'm super excited to have these 2 trees today. They were planted by people who live in my community, neighbors, people who also love trees, and so it's a really amazing community building organization.
With the community events, we like going because you get to actually see the people of the community instead of just a glance here and there. And I've had a couple of incidents riding the bus on the way home where they, oh, hey, weren't you at that Friends of Trees event? And, yeah, I was there, and it was kind of something to talk about when we're on the bus.
Hello, my name's Carrie Young. I was born and raised here in Portland. I'm a member of the Muskogee Creek Nation. I'm an intern here with Wisdom of the Elders. I enjoy this kind of work. I like being outside, being connected with the Mother Earth. I'm trying to repair her, doing the best that we can to make her healthy again, and hoping that all of our efforts are all in a good way.
I'm glad to hear that your program is doing this. It's an important thing, very important. It's important for all of us, important for our children.